Today I think that is 20 March 2023, Saquarema City Private Living. We had the development of this entire effort in our private living on Rio de Janeiro City and Saquarema City. It's basically a research about crimes perpetrated as system after you have the control instruments failed, and the obsession to perpetrate the crimes using the control instrument, considering the stamp from public departments and the accreditation or the continuity of scams by the misuse of institutional power and state power. The violation of some basic rights and guarantees sometimes are not allowed in any situation or circumstance in Brazil by the Constitution. The thoughts you have or the way you apply your thoughts and work as intellectual effort, and so or also like you enjoy this word, and also your private living or the communication as transference, considering the data. But Brazil do not respect their own constitutional and legal premises, and also the others, violating basic premises and rights in other space. And of course that will create a problem and have interference. We can't access our Google account having this effort as a contribution pro bono, by good faith and free will, and having no expectation as payment as anti-crime research in a situation held by criminal purpose. But if you violate my basic rights and guarantees, I have the right, and it's a guarantee equally, to requesting my compensation, and also the interest hurted will be probably on it, since recognized by law in the way they had and recognized or confirmed by the judicial court having the case. The procedural application of the law can be the use of the Brazilian law, like the law 12,850 about the organized crime and transnational organized crime, Article 1, 2, and 3 on public department. And this allow the Brazilian law allowed the international application of the Brazilian law by Article 4, Item 9 of the Brazilian Constitution. And after have the international application of the Brazilian law against the transnational organized crime, I will have the international law applied in Brazil against the transnational organized crime in the way we had. Then we will check like this. It's a tiny city, kind of, you can picture how things go. And Brazil is an underdeveloped country. 200 years as republic, no big goals as achievement, a fraud in all ways, and protected by public departments. It's a fact that you can deny. And then you will have two questions, considering the pandemic, mobilization of local crime and the organized crime in a transcontinental level, according with the Interpol, the OECD, the UNO, DC. It's weird if you have as your ministry or top chair doing drugs and linked with crimes, but happens. Brazil and peers. Did you got used or did you got managed as systemic crime, Brazil? Question 1. Question 2. Condition of Pareto as, the dilemma of prisoners and exclusive choice. The first to pick the answer obtain the privilege. Judicial agreement or bargain. Did you, Brazil and peers, got used or managed as criminal system, Brazilian peers? First question, it will be a confession by Brazil. Second one, a plea bargain. In both cases, you have the judicial conviction against Brazil, regression until institution, regression until departments, regression until chairs. We will observe that we have here the Brazil. Brazil is linked with the economic blocks like the BRICS, the Sul or whatever. And we will check that those economic blocks are part of the Security Forum as International Security Forum. That's part of the global security system or the global system. Brazil, we have the blocks. With Brazil, we have the international system considering the blocks and the Brazil, and the global system considering the Brazil in the way we have. Here we can consider, for instance, a picture as a criminal instead of the Brazil, a criminal or someone that did the cooperation or had the interest from local area USA and walking through the Brazilian interest or interest as institution globally speaking, observe international system failure at this and having the global system, and will be, for instance, convicted tomorrow, but will offer a judicial agreement or a plea bargain, just like we offered to Brazil. And we'll check now that Brazil has values, qualified, codified, and this first value we could check that's like this: go by corruption in all areas. Brazil, considering the sports, Brazil, it's like this. This thing here is equal to a criminal system, confirmed as criminal system, but we must unveil you, Brazil, especially because you use hoax, default, and the default did by you against this charge and credit accomplished is what you call a crime, Brazil. You must have this on mind, or you will be treated as a piece of shit forever. You must grow up. Then you check that the blocks with Brazil presented as legal carry the Brazil as valid and has this element here as corruption. Peers of Brazil at the block. Did this block had failure or used by criminal purpose considering the Brazil? You can obtain the privilege and let Brazil alone. Brazil, you are part of the Security Forum and the international system with those values. They are okay, but fuck the whole thing, Brazil, all the time. You do everything wrong. 200 years of republic is a big fraud, like you and your all records. Can we trust or have them trust in any subsidiary record by public department doing criminal records, considering that they change all things by money or a plate of meal? Starving, corrupted, and without any kind of dignity as a system, Brazil, you are a fraud. Then you have the global system, but consider this authorization codified by optimized ID to put you down. Indeed, you have the criminal system confirmed as criminal purpose, but you can't present this, Brazil. Even globally talking, by the patterns you chased on your budget, you present yourself regular, Brazil, but criminal purpose in all ways at the pandemic system. The pandemic mobilization of crime, Brazil. Can you understand why we are charging you 33 trillions flowing considering all cases and storage? 33 billions, Brazil, and it's my money here. It's my ambition here equally. And all this will be stored in a judicial account. And I'm not talking with you, Brazil, but using the legitimacy and discredit entrusted by law and under constitutional conformance to present the arguments that's putting you down. One more time. When you do not do the payment, you are committing white-collar crime by your conjuncture with institution segmented regression until departments and procedures signed at least by one judge and having the chairs. We will have your conviction equally by confession. Did you got used as a criminal system Brazil, considering your peers? Or by judicial agreement, did you got used as a criminal system peers of Brazil, which is a criminal system until this time managed like this? And you will be convicted in the same way. You are cornered criminal system. You will pay everything. You will be sent to a federal prison in the United States by crimes you perpetrated against the federal law in the United States, considering the optimizations and all violations you did, broken the operational system and big techs. See? Portfolios, structures. You will be sent to the International Criminal Court for the ethic judgment and, having the single decision by the antitrust justice in USA, Brazil. This is, Brazil, a closed interval +1 with interest +1 interval closed, Brazil. This interval closed started closed, but had a failure, Brazil. This failure is an interval opened, Brazil. When you got associated with other, if it is our global system, Brazil, you are kind of always having this kind of circuit by failure, Brazil. Fragmenting thing, it's cultural destruction that you are supporting, Brazil, by procedures made against this effort, Brazil. Why do you consider that you wouldn't suffer any kind of consequence as conjuncture with institutions segmented and regressions until chair? You will suffer, Brazil, especially against the chairs representing the Brazilian architecture used for criminal purpose and presenting the criminal purpose covered by the bench as a judge or the Ministry of Finances or whatever. You violated, Brazil, international guarantee number 33 on your constitution. And I think that the guarantee 41 allowed the application of the law against you, criminal system, Brazil. See? Charge 33 trillion. Interest hurted. Tomorrow can be sent to jail. You do a plea bargain and offer the Brazil and tears, and then you will probably do not suffer the prison and will contribute a lot, even if you committed a considered crime as tax evasion to protect your property, which is a basic right in the United States, against the abusive taxation. Any question? No. Brazil, did you present any reason until this time? No, only hopes, because you are a fraud, Brazil. In 200 years, you get nothing. You lost everything. And one more time, you will lose everything again. Have a great week.